Tobi, young man, you just got knocked the fuck out. Alright, so Naruto 596, the battle continues, and this time Kakashi actually comes through with something pretty crazy. He's actually starting to understand Tobi's jutsu and, how it works and whatnot. And previously he thought it was two jutsus, now he understands that it's one. And he wasn't really specific on everything, but I kind of could deduce what was going on. So, because basically in this chapter, he realizes Tobi got that scratch on his mask, and he's like, wait, how did he get the scratch? I don't understand. And he kind of deduces that it's one jutsu, and he doesn't really be specific with exactly what jutsu it is. But when he countered the Kamui, in the last chapter, Kakashi's Kamui, it kind of made more sense. I believe that Tobi is using a very, I guess, refined version of Kamui, where basically he could send pieces of his body to the other dimension. So, like, or anything, like, for example, he could basically, like, if he grabs your sword or whatnot, he could send his body along with the sword to the other dimension, and that's how it's going back and forth. He just keeps on making his pieces of his body go to the other dimension, and then he puts it, he brings it back. So it's all really, I believe, Kamui, and that's what I got the gist of with this particular chapter, with with Kakashi trying out his experiment, and Tobi done got blown. His whole shirt got ripped up and burnt and everything because Naruto used the Rasengan, and that was pretty epic. That was probably the most epic part of the chapter. But another interesting thing that people might not really look into is, I believe this is one of the first times, or the first time, that Tobi has ever used one of the Uchiha fire style jutsus. So does that have any connection with Kakashi using Kamui on the Ghetto Mazo in the previous chapter? Because we see that the Ghetto Mazo and Tobi had a connection somewhat. It was probably the Kamui stuff. So does that have anything to do Kakashi's eye? I'm just saying. By the way, in case you don't know, I'll annotate it somewhere around here. Madara, or Tobi, shall I say, not Madara, Tobi's identity is going to be revealed within the next few weeks, so stay tuned for that. This particular chapter, it was interesting. It wasn't really like as exciting and explosive as some of the other chapters, but it was very interesting. First of all, the epicness of Tobi getting a piece of his cloth ripped off. We've never even seen Tobi's bare skin before, as observant as that may be, but that's pretty interesting that, basically Kakashi sent the Rasengan with Kamui to the next dimension and then brought it back, and bam, that was pretty freaking epic. That was the best part of the chapter for me personally. And just seeing Kakashi deduce that this is all one jutsu and understanding everything is making much more sense. And the fact that Kakashi could do it now, I wonder if Kakashi's going to use that within this battle. And yeah, that's pretty much the gist of this particular chapter. It wasn't too much, I guess, content going on for the most part. It was them trying out Kakashi's theory of how Tobi got that scratch from the kunai and it wasn't from Naruto's Rasengan in the previous chapter. And basically there was a lot of flashbacks. That's probably one of the weak points of the chapter, that while Kakashi's explaining this whole jutsu, there was a lot of previous panels from the last chapter. So that was probably the big problem of this chapter. Not that it was a big deal, because Kakashi's trying to explain so it can make sense. And still probably if you don't really realize that the whole Kamui situation, you would be a little bit confused and whatnot. But yeah, this chapter again, epic explosion on Tobi. The fact that he's using the fire style jutsu from the Uchihas finally, which he's never used before, raises more questions. Why is he able to use this now, or was he not able to use it in the past and he's able to use it now? Does it have something to do with Kakashi, or does it have something to do with the real Madara being, in this world? I don't know, but either way, the fact that he's using that raises even more questions, and I just can't wait for them to be answered. Let me know what you thought of the chapter. For me personally, the chapter was just interesting. Nothing to go crazy too much about, but definitely got me thinking a little bit more about this whole thing. And few more weeks, people. A few more weeks, and all of our questions as far as Tobi and everything will hopefully be answered by Kishimoto. Can't wait for the next one to just see, because this battle, I don't want it to go on too long. That's the thing, because it seems like at least we're getting the battle, but I don't want it to go on too long, because at the end of the day, I want there to be a conclusion to this battle that is fitting and whatnot. And a couple of other things that I thought in this chapter was kind of funny, I guess, was Naruto talking about we can finally own him and whatnot. Like, I don't know if it's the translators or whatnot, but it's kind of hip, I guess you could say, or lingo, internet lingo. Let me know what you thought of the chapter. I thought it was interesting, not too explosive, little epic part here or there, and just getting me excited for more of the battle to come and see how this is all going to play out. That's all I have for this review. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Thumbs up if you can't wait to see what's going to happen and how everything's going to play out, because I don't know, everything is just going crazy. And once again, let me know what you think about that whole thing of Tobi with the Uchiha fire style jutsu. Why is he using it now all of a suddenly? And as far as Tobi's technique, is that a Kamui that he's like mastered in some form or another? Have an awesome day, people.